Hey everybody, Dev here, and this is episode 2 of my adventures through GoBoWi. So hopefully you enjoy this one. It's my analysis on my second day's worth of GoBoWi raids. And a little bit of background again for those who are curious. My GoBoWi is 6 witches, 18 bowlers, a golem, and a golem in the CC, 7 wizards, 2 archers, and it comes in at 6,665 dark and also 195,500 pink. You can also see that I've got a bowler army which is about 2.2k dark. I use that intermittently, so one on, one off, GoBoWi bowlers, just so that I've got enough capital to keep using the GoBoWi army, because it is a little bit expensive. So it might be one of those special occasions like in a war or something like that that you use it. So to the attack log, and you can see I've got quite a few victories, but of course 2 heinous losses there. We won't dwell on those too much. We're going to celebrate just what kind of raw power this GoBoWi has to offer right now. So the first one that I'm going to show you is against North Coast. A quick pause here reveals that this base is a max Town Hall 11. And it's one of those bases with the Eagle Artillery buried deep in the core, so a Queen Walk is going to have a real rough time getting through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point defenses, plus another one there, a jump spell, plenty of places to go, of course. So this person, North Coast, must be thinking, yeah, I'm pretty safe, I'm pretty secure, nothing's going to get me, so I'm about to ruin his day. I think a section like this up here is perfect for the witches and the bowlers. The point defenses would end up being distracted by the skeletons. They spawn at a faster rate, so we've got time for the bowlers to get in there and start crushing these buildings and making a bit of a funnel. It is hoped they will wrap around this side and start taking out the junk. Simultaneously, I'm going to use witches and bowlers over here to take out these buildings, and then jump spell through here, drive my forces through into the core, take out the Eagle Artillery. Hope I've got enough percentage, hope I got enough gas in the tank to hit that Town Hall as well. Now, when you're watching this, just keep in mind splash damage and the King and the Archer and the Cannon here. And of course, try and keep an eye on what's going on up in this stage, because we are interested in how the witches and the bowlers do as a team. And if you want the fireworks, you can take a look at the core drive. So we start off up here with the witches and the bowlers, and the witches down there, as you can see as well. Unfortunately, that group down the south end up biting the dust pretty quickly. The cannon and the wizard tower end up doing a great number on the bowlers to start with, as you can see there. And the witches and the king, it doesn't really come off there. Now, going on up here, you can see that the witches and the bowlers have done their job, taking out that chaff up there and engaging those point defenses. I've gone through the core. Now, I had some wizards backing up my queen to take out the CC troops, which is very useful. The Eagle Artillery has managed to fire, but it is hoped that your bowlers get in front to take the first salvo, and then your queen should be able to get through and take it out, as she has done so right there. It's a shame that my golem has decided to go left when everyone else went right. Really could have used the meat there, but you can see the king going through as he's raging up. He's doing a good job tanking, and the bowlers and witches are going around that side, clearing up all the buildings, chucking stuff over the walls as well, helping out. Queen's still up as I freeze that Inferno, taking out the Town Hall to get that extra star, which is great. You can just see, though, the raw power of this. I've already picked up a very good percentage on a very tough-looking base. The Queen doesn't quite get through to the Dark Elixir here, so we're just going to forget her for a while. Take a look at what's going on here. That Wizard Tower did take out those Larrys, but they did respawn quite quickly. And this Tesla farm down here is looking pretty gnarly, but just watch those witches. The skeletons spawn so fast the Teslas can't keep up. The bowlers end up sneaking up. I send in some wizards shortly and some archers. The warden's still there. You can see the skeletons trying to bore their way through that wall instead of going around. There they go. Point defenses got no chance against all of those. Okay, it is a very powerful combo. We can see an awful lot of sheer potential here. Once the meat shield does go down, though, it is a bit fragile, so we really do need to make sure that we are protecting those troops by either taking out the defenses first or having some meat in there. So some giants, some golems, etc. I'm still trying to figure that one out. All right, we'll speed up to the end. and move on to the next one. Pretty happy with that haul, by the way. Good proof of concept, even though I didn't quite get all the dark that I wanted. Alright. So the next one up is Mental Maniac, and this is a base design that is, I'd say, uncommon, but you do see something like this similar design enough times that it's worth mentioning here. Take a look at the base to start with. Look at the way that the majority of the walls are running. They're sort of running from this direction all the way through here, and you could almost think of those walls as rails, I guess, or like a grain if you were into woodworking or lawn mowing or hairdressing or something like that. You can see that the walls are going to contain your bowlers to actually keep them in a confined space and together, which is where they're the most powerful. Once they spread out, they do tend to lose a bit of efficiency, and you can pick them off one by one. So approaching from this side is not always going to be the best way. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, too many walls to get through. If you were savvy, you put a jump spell around about here, and I found a jump spell right there on that wizard tower, accessed all these compartments, the critical buildings being, of course, the town hall, and I guess the eagle artillery, and you can pick up that dark on the way through, as well as the infernos. So I want to put some witches and bowlers down here, and to complete the funnel, this side as well, but it doesn't end up working that well because of the mortar. So away we go. There go my witches, there go my bowlers. Watching that mortar there, boom, okay, that mortar is already going to town on those bowlers and witches and ends up dispatching them in short order. But the rest of my force is now driving through the core. Again, the eagle artillery does fire up, hence why I'm taking 2 golems. They're getting ahead of the pack. They absorb that first salvo, and it's hoped you're able to either freeze or destroy that before too many more salvos go off. So we can see here that the attack on the left flank has petered out. We've only got the skeletons left. The bowlers are making their way through the center as I freeze that Inferno and Eagle, giving my queen a little bit more time to take out that town hall and the bowlers to get round. So with the heroes as a group, they are quite effective. They do get, again, without the bowlers and support, they can get a bit isolated. And no healers, of course, which is strange for me, but it's a brave new world in here, eh? Looking at this, we can see the witches and the bowlers have breached in 2 places, and they are dispatching that king. The skeletons distracted him, the witches snuck up on him, and the bowlers crushed him with the rocks. So it's all pretty good. This cannon up here has got no chance. It doesn't know which way to turn. Does it turn left? Does it turn right? Is it a skeleton that's going forward? Is it a wizard? Doesn't matter, because it's going to go down anyway. And the real good news here is that 3 witches and a wizard can take out a max expo. Look at all those archers, look at all those skeletons that are going through. They're distracting that expo. Even that mortar, the wizard is resilient enough to absorb a direct hit from that. Sneaks up, doesn't survive the second one, but of course the other wizards come up and destroy it. The real danger here, of course, is this other wizard tower. Haven't got any long range ability, and it will pick off the witches and the skeletons with ease. Okay, so looks like mortars and wizard towers are the ones to watch out for. Keeping an eye on my 1 solo bowler down here. Fast forward, does he make it? Do I get to 70% in this one? Oh, it's going to be close. Does he get to the gold mine in time? Does he get to the storage in time? Nope. But a good haul nonetheless. Great dark there. Happy with that one. Okay, so the third one is a fairly tough looking base, a lot of compartments. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. If I could, I'd give you a shout out. The obvious place to drop your witches to start with would be over here, hoping to take out these buildings and then circle around the top, picking up all these buildings to make your percentage a bit higher. The second group of witches, I actually made a bit of a mistake. I dropped them. I should have dropped them around about here to try and clear through here, but instead I dropped them a little further south, and they end up engaging these camps and the collectors, and these wizard towers and mortar ended up destroying them. I also think I made a bit of an error in where I actually started from. I wanted to take out the eagle as quickly as possible, and I didn't have any wall breakers to make a sufficient breach, so the jump spell that I put down is a little bit off. especially in a base with all these compartments. But it's worth taking a look at a base like this because I don't know how GoBoWi is going to go, so I decided just to have a crack at it anyway and see how far I'd get, being in the spirit of an experiment and all. So the first lot went down here, and you can see they went for the gold mine first of all, and then they peel off to the left, which is, in the end, not ideal. And then the other witches go up on that right-hand corner. You can see that the golem is here, and there's no way it's going to make a breach. Some wall breakers there would have been perfect. But I was paranoid that the Eagle Artillery was going to finish them off, so I dropped a jump down and then another jump in order to access as many compartments as possible. Raging up all my heroes, etc. as I go through the core, I do take out the Eagle Artillery, which is awesome, and some of the wizards... gotta stop that. Some of the witches ended up going on the inside with their skeletons, which was great because it helped distract the Inferno on multi there. And take a look, we've got some witches and a wizard circling around the top as planned. They actually get quite far, keep an eye on them. But it's here my attack starts to stall because I don't actually have the firepower to breach those walls quickly. The bowlers will do a good job, no doubt, and the warden ability going off early has actually stopped me from getting too far. Again, a free spell probably at the wrong time, maybe a little bit, or wrong place rather, to the south. As you can see, I'm rapidly running out of ways to make holes, and it ends up being just picking off those bowlers one by one. Take a look at the witches over here and the wizard. They're doing a great job, but as soon as the queen goes down right about now-ish, the attack is effectively over, but I'm at 74% and I've managed to get a pretty good haul, so I'm okay with it. The keen-eyed amongst you will realize that I've not dropped my haste spell that was in my CC. That was an error. That should have been done much earlier on. One of the dangers, I guess, of having an army where you have to scroll across to find the last spell. I'm kind of hoping that Supercell does something about that, but, you know, it's just something I have to live with and get used to, I suppose. The witches and wizards have finally stopped, but take a look at the path in which they managed to go, almost corner to corner. They've done a great job, immense value out of them. Of course, being able to take out the buildings through here did help them along the way. So quite a high percentage as I fast forward at 4 times to get to the end. The warden with his range is just popping off the storages and the bomb tower as much as he can. And again, I'm pretty happy with the haul here. Max bonus, ended up making a profit. And again, the capabilities of GoBoWi cannot be underestimated. That's all I got time for today. Appreciate you watching this video all the way to the end. Not all of you do, so by the time you get here, maybe I should start doing something like telling a joke or something so that we can get some comments going. So how about this one? I hate how all the good chemistry puns are gone. Okay, never mind. I'll do better next time. Next video, I'll probably get some builder haul stuff, or maybe even a war report or some fails for you as well. And of course, GoBoWi will be back in a few more days. Thanks for watching. As always, Dev out.